No more.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, could the Cabinet Secretary explain the following? One, provide details on the state of security in this country, including steps being taken by the ministry to avert death and destruction of property, especially during demonstrations. Number two, to outline actions being taken to forestall the destruction of property and death during demonstrations. And three, indicate when the government will apprehend the culprit or culprits responsible for financing and mobilizing of demonstrations that led to deaths and destruction of property, especially on the 25th of June 2025 and the 7th of July 2025.
Minister.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, first let me start by apologizing for being unable to attend the last two sessions as per your invitation, and thank the House for the indulgence for allowing me to attend to the other national security duties, including an engagement that involved the President of Uganda, which ensured that we were unable to be here as requested. So, Mr. Speaker, you know that anytime I'm invited to come to the House, I take great joy and appreciation, and I have great support for this august House and utmost respect for its duties and my responsibilities to appear before you. So, Mr.
Apology
Speaker,
taken. Now answer the question.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, on the question raised by the Honorable Kimani Kuria, part one is on the state of security in the country, including steps being taken by the National Police Service to avert death and destruction of property during demonstrations. Honorable Speaker, since last year, the country has witnessed a series of protests across various counties following calls for anti-finance bill demonstrations, which culminated in the protest of the 25th June 2024 and resulted in an unfortunate fatalities and destruction of property. In 2025, despite a general return to normalcy, political actors renewed online mobilization efforts calling for fresh demonstrations. Mobilizations was largely conducted through social media platforms using hashtags, Mr. Speaker, such as Occupy State House, Occupy Everywhere, Syrian in numbers, 77 in numbers, among others. Despite advice by police commanders, no prior notification was submitted to the police by the organizers as required by law. Consequently, the National Police Service only became aware of the planned protest through media, prompting the police to prepare the necessary security plans to maintain public safety and restore order. In other cases, some organizers assured security agencies that the demonstration would be peaceful. However, Mr. Speaker, contrary to these utterances and assurances, the protests quickly escalated into chaos and violence, culminating in incidences of looting, arson, and widespread destruction of public and private property. The protests were further characterized by widespread acts of lawlessness, which led to torching of 9 police stations and posts, Deputy County Commissioner's office, and court buildings. In addition, numerous supermarkets and private business premises were vandalized and looted, resulting in significant economic losses and disruption of essential services. In particular, Mr. Speaker, during Sabasaba demonstrations, 25 lives were lost, with 45 civilians and 170 police officers injured. Key among the government offices and premises that were damaged in the 2 demonstrations include the Assistant Chief's Office, Molo Ward Administrator Office, and Molo Railway Station, Nakuru County, Office of the Women Representative in Kisii County, NCPB Sagana Administration Block. And on 25th June, Mr. Speaker, we regrettably lost lives, and close to 600 others were injured, including 496 law enforcement officers. Public facilities also bore the brunt of the destruction, including Dagoretti Police Post, where the criminals stole guns and razed residential buildings housing the police families. In Kikuyu, a mob attacked government offices, torching Kikuyu Police Station, the sub-county headquarters, National Registration Bureau offices, county government offices, Assistant Chief's office, the Kenya Forest Service office, Kikuyu Law Courts, as well as Dagoretti Police Post and police lines. They also partially destroyed the Kikuyu Sub-County Probation Office and damaged 4 motor vehicles belonging to Dagoretti Police Post, including that of other officer in charge. Other property destroyed in the Dagoretti Police Post, Mr. Speaker, includes 3 Probox vehicles, 1 double cabin, county government vehicle, a school bus, and 14-seater matatu that were parked within the police station. 5 guns were also stolen in Dagoretti Police Post, as I said. Another 4 firearms were burned in Gashui Police Post. One of the guns stolen in Dagoretti on 25th of June was used to commit robbery in Naivasha the following day. Further, on June 25th, a rowdy group of youth attacked Matu Police Station, leaving 8 officers injured and several government vehicles damaged. The building housing the station was also destroyed. 18 suspects were charged in connection with this particular attack. In Machakos County, Mr. Speaker, 66 suspects linked to the torching of a gas tanker along Kitui Road on 7th July were arrested and charged. In another attack, arsonists invaded and burned Olkalau Police Station along, Mr. Speaker, killing 3 suspects who were in custody. They also torched 26 vehicles, 18 county government motorbikes, burned down an exhibit store, and destroyed a reporting office. In Nakuru County, Mr. Speaker, Viwandani patrol base in Naivasha was burnt while firearm loaded with 20 rounds of ammunition was snatched by criminals at Shauri Moyo. Several other security installations across the country were attacked, leaving citizens exposed. A total of 16 police stations and posts were either burned or destroyed, and on the 2 days of terror. In Naivasha, Nakuru County, goons looted stock from Naivas, Power Star, and Ketia Supermarket, and thereafter set ablaze Power Star Supermarket. A total of 100 people were arrested and charged with various crimes in relation to these acts of criminality. In Ruiru, Mr. Speaker, within Kiambu County, a similar fate befell Quickmart and Carrefour supermarkets, where goons stole property worth millions of shillings after breaking windows and destroying CCTV cameras in the establishments. A total of 86 arrests were made in relation to the crimes committed on various charges were preferred. Naivas supermarket within Nyeri town was also broken into, and goods worth millions of shillings carted away. 21 suspects have been arrested in connection with this crime. On the same day, a group of rioters invaded Mountain Mall within Kasarani area in Nairobi County, where they looted goods from Naivas supermarket and other shops and the mall. 3 suspects were arrested and arraigned accordingly. At Kidurai 44 area, another set of criminals invaded Kismat supermarket. In Eldoret, goons broke into Ketia supermarket and stole goods worth millions of shillings. 12 suspects were arrested and arraigned in court. In Meru, a group of thugs set ablaze Muguna supermarket using suspected petrol bombs. The criminal elements also stole alcoholic drinks from 7-Eleven bar. Selenite supermarket was not spared the looting and mayhem. 40 suspects were arrested in Meru in relation with these criminal acts. In Kirinyaga County, 21 suspects linked to the looting at Nice supermarket in Muya town were arraigned. Gangs also torched the Kirinyaga Central NGCDF office, leading to the arrest and arraignment of 4 suspects. In Kikumbo town, mobs broke into county supermarket and stole goods worth millions of shillings. 2 suspects were arrested and arraigned in connection with this incident. In another incident, Mr. Speaker, marauding gangs stormed the operating theater of the Kitengela Sub-County Hospital, interrupting an emergency cesarean section and terrorizing patients and medical staff. 2 suspects were arrested and arraigned in court. Evidently, all these events were well orchestrated and coordinated by certain actors with the intention of inciting unrest, destabilizing public order, and undermining national stability. In light of this evolving landscape of demonstrations, and more so the violent nature of the protests that proved to be a threat to national security, the National Police Service being constitutionally mandated to enforce law and order, Mr. Speaker, responded by implementing measures to forestall violence and to violence and damage to property. The role of police in managing demonstrations is guided by the Constitution of Kenya, 2010, the Public Order Act, Cap 56, and the National Police Service Act of 2011. Article 37 of the Constitution of Kenya provided everyone has a right to assemble, to demonstrate, picket, present petition to public authorities, peaceful and unarmed. However, this right is not absolute and is subject to limitations provided for under Article 24 of the Constitution, which permits reasonable and justifiable limitation in a democratic society, e.g. to protect public order, public safety, and rights of others. The Public Order Act also provides the same, Mr. Speaker. And I have reproduced, Mr. Speaker, at length the various provisions of the Public Order Act, and I don't wish to read any further. The statement will be circulated, Mr. Speaker, which includes what of importance is the members of public are required to provide and present a notification to police officers at least 3 days before any such demonstrations. Mr. Speaker, at least 3 days, but not more than 14 days before the event. And Mr. Speaker, that must be in writing, who is coming to protest, the names, the estimated number, the routes, and so forth, Mr. Speaker. And the police may acknowledge the same. And this is not done so that we can give the right to demonstrations, basically to ensure that the police officers are prepared to provide security during such demonstrations. So on part 2 of the question, Mr. Speaker, the honourable member would like to know on the actions being taken to forestall the destruction of property and death during demonstrations. And Mr. Speaker, the ministry remains steadfast in this commitment to safeguard lives and property during demonstrations through the following measures. Number 1, intensified both mobile and foot patrols in targeted areas to enhance visibility, deter criminal elements, and detect early signs of unrest. 2, intensified efforts to lobby for more budgetary allocation from the National Treasury to meet its logistical and operational requirements, hence rapid deployment capabilities during demonstrations. Number 3, embraced modern policing technologies such as CCTV surveillance, drone monitoring, digital communication systems, and incident mapping tools to monitor crowds, track threats in a real time, and coordinate timely intervention, ultimately enhancing the effectiveness of law enforcement during protests. 4, leverage on real-time intelligence, informer networks, and surveillance tools to identify planned disturbance and criminal elements before they mobilize. 5, engage with community leaders, civil society, and Nyumba Kumi clusters to help gather early warning information and promote peaceful resolution before protests escalate. And finally, Mr. Speaker, issue advanced public advisories and engage through media to encourage peaceful demonstrations and warn against unlawful activities. Mr. Speaker, in addition to that, as a deterrent measure, also arresting and prosecuting perpetrators in good time is extremely important in forestalling a repeat of same incidences. The next part is the honourable member would like to know when the government will apprehend the culprits responsible for financing and mobilizing during demonstrations that led to the destruction of property. And July 7th this year. Mr. Speaker, the National Police Service initiated investigations into a range of offences committed during the recent demonstrations. The investigations aim to identify individuals who loss of lives and injuries to civilians and police officers. In the course of these investigations, the service has obtained several financial statements and data linked to persons of interest, which are currently undergoing forensic analysis. Additionally, information relating to the registration particulars of companies, non-governmental organizations, and societies believed to have played roles, and non-governmental organizations and societies which are believed to have played a role in facilitating the protest has been acquired. The National Police Service is working in close collaboration with various government agencies and stakeholders to expedite investigations. These include the National Transport and Safety Authority, the National Registration Bureau, the Communication Authority, the National Intelligence Service, the Registrar of Companies, the Financial Reporting Center. So far, preliminary analysis of this evidence gathered have led to the identification of several persons of interest believed to have participated in illegal acts during demonstration and those linked to the funding and mobilization of the demonstrators. About 1,500 people have been arrested countrywide and are facing various charges including terrorism, murder, robbery with violence, sexual assault, arson, malicious damage to property, and targeted attacks on strategic infrastructure. The police have also arrested and arraigned 15 individuals across the country associated with the planning and mobilization have since been charged with various offenses, including offenses under the Prevention of Terrorism Act, unlawful assembly, participation in unauthorized demonstrations, incitement to violence, organizing unlawful protest, destruction of public property, arson, malicious damage to property, aiding and abetting unlawful acts, unlawful possession of ammunition, unlawful possession of tear gas canisters. Investigation to identify additional financiers and mobilizers of the protest and arraign them before the court are ongoing. I submit, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I submit.
Yes, the first shot goes to the questioner. Kimani, you are satisfied? If you are, we give way to somebody else.
I think the statement is quite comprehensive, but we really urge the National Police Service to make sure there is protection of lives and property. The rights of protesters should be protected, but so should the rights of the other citizens. And this issue of attacking people, their persons, their personal property because of a national matter must really come to an end. It's very, very unfortunate, and we are hoping that the minister will put all effort necessary to make sure, yes, as much as the rights of the protesters are protected, the properties and the rights